Hi everyone, I'm Paige Abbott and this is your weekly recovery message on the topic of self-care. I hear often that people believe self-care is selfish. I would completely disagree. Self-care is not being selfish, it's being self-focused, which doesn't mean that we are looking after ourselves at the expense of other people, that we're not there to provide support and relationship and employment and all that other stuff to the world, but fundamentally we are recharging our own energy and batteries so that we can fully participate and give back in those other environments. If we don't do any self-care, if we don't prioritize ourselves, and if we're not self-focused, then eventually we will burn out. We'll have no energy left, and that's where the focus will entirely turn to self. But now we're in a state of recuperation from a crisis, from a major health event, from whatever has happened, because we haven't been looking after ourselves along the way. What is self-care? What does it look like? It takes many different shapes and forms. For some people, going out and just doing an act for themselves, going and getting a haircut, or going and doing some sort of grooming, manicure, pedicure, those sorts of things. I've heard people consider that self-care. Inherently, anything that's rejuvenating to your energy and that gives love and time and attention to self is what I would say is self-care. Some of these acts of self-care, you have to look at the motivation. So things like the personal grooming that I mentioned before, if the motivation is more for image management, you want attention, you want approval, you want people to like you or think that you're interesting because of what you look like, then I would discourage that. That's really not self-care. That's not going to be rejuvenating for self. And for those who have addiction, it just fuels the disease in terms of that people-pleasing and addiction involving relationships. Engaging in self-care is engaging in activities that you enjoy and that, again, you find recharging. So this can be anything from meditation, connection with other people, time in nature, mild to moderate exercise, taking yourself on a trip somewhere, whatever it looks like for you. But it's important that you have at least a daily dose of self-care. So time where you can sit with yourself, for yourself, and recharge your energy, process your day, and sit with your feelings and your current reality. Saving up all of your self-care for a big holiday once a year or something like that, I wouldn't recommend, because all the rest of the time in between those holidays, you're stressed, you're tired, you're burnt out, and that just keeps the cycle going. So it's important to stay in that daily dose of self-care and give yourself at least 20 minutes a day of, again, doing something for yourself with yourself. It can be challenging. The voice of shame and the voice of the disease can definitely interfere and get in the way, saying that self-care is meaningless, it's useless, it's pointless, it's not deserved. But I hope that you will challenge yourself to take action and move through these voices. You don't have to shut them down, you don't have to fight with them, just try. Try doing something different for yourself and try looking after yourself each day and see how it feels. I wish you the best in your journey of self-care and recovery. Bye for now.